with some skin-tight jeans showing every little thing you born with.
That's right. That's
Why?
right.
Then you sit with one leg east and one leg west.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Do you hear?
In Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 29.
Do you hear? Do you hear what came from the priesthood?
Do not prostitute
thy
daughter.
You got your daughter out there with skin-tight pants and in the summertime with shorts on and got her with clothes with her back all out and deep-cut necks and all that stuff.
Amen.
You're making her look like a prostitute.
Do not
put
prostitute.
lipstick on her. She's only 7 or 8 years old.
That's right.
You got lipstick on her. You got her eyebrows on her. You got an ankle chain on her.
That's right.
She just came out your womb and been out for 1 hour. You got someone putting holes in their ears.
That's right. That's right.
Excellent.
What's the matter with you, mama?
That's right.
Amen. Go ahead.
Right, sir.
God, don't you have any divine sense this way?
That's
right.
The scripture says,
Do not prostitute thy
when
daughter.
you buy clothes for your daughter, you don't try to keep up every foolish style.
Amen.
No, you buy conservative, modest clothing.
Modest apparel. That's
Make
right.
them look like a decent young girl.
That's right.
Not their body all out.
That's right.
Their body just developing. And you got that little bit stuff showing.
Amen.
With just a little halter on.
That's right.
Outside in public.
Go ahead.
Bare-legged. That's not God's way.
That's right.
That's right.
You're prostituting her.
Do not prostitute
You
thy
allow
daughter.
little boys to come at the house.
That's right.
Talk about a sleepover.
Amen.
That's not God's way. You're prostituting.
That's right.
Let her go out on a date.
That's right.
Talk about sweet 16.
Go ahead.
She'll be a big belly 16.
That's right.
The prostitute.
That's right.
Am I right? I said.
That's right.
Amen.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
Excellent.
You get what I'm telling you?
Go ahead.
Listen.
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. That's right.
You hear that?
That's
Do
right.
not prostitute thy daughter to cause her.
Do not prostitute
thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Do you hear what I said?
That's right.
To cause her
To be a whore. That's right.
Do you understand?
Amen.
Buy little ankle chains from your daughter. The reason why she want one because her mama got one.
That's right.
Amen.
You see her mama with her ears pierced.
That's right.
You see her mama with a whole little Ziploc bag full of glue and makeup and little cases of tar that you call eyeshadow.
That's right.
Think your eyelashes is thick and there's a bunch of junk caked on it.
Amen.
I want to say, well, my man like it. Suppose something happened to you, you can't wear it.
That's right.
That's right.
Then what?
That's right.
Then what?
The reason why you want to be like that because the media have influenced you.
That's
Amen.
right. That's it.
So no, we don't put pants.
No.
Our young girls in school not allowed to even take gym with pants on, shorts on,
That's right.
or a little. If the school make a gym suit,
That's right.
and it's a mini skirt, none of our children are allowed to wear.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, jump and run with their body covered.
Amen.
Excellent.
That's right.
School don't like it, then we open for fight.
That's right. Go ahead.
We don't bow to the government.
No.
Government got to bow to God's law.
Amen.
That's right.
Do you get what I'm talking?
That's
Amen.
right.
Excellent. Sir.
Listen.
Love not the world.
Love not the world.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Parents buying your little girl pants about that long.
Amen. Amen.
Pants about that long with a blouse about that big.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
My Lord, my Lord.
A mother
Amen.
and a father should never have to argue with one another.
That's right.
Because one want the child to be naked
That's
and
right.
another want the child not to be naked.
That's right.
The parent, if the wife that dispute with her husband
Go ahead.
because he want his child clothed,
Amen.
and you want your daughter naked, your mama is a fool.
That's right.
That's so.
On the other hand,
That's right.
That's right.
the mama
That's right.
that want her daughter clothed,
Amen.
and yet the father want her naked.
That's right.
Equal fool.
He is an equal fool.
Amen.
Then when someone approach your daughter, you put yourself in position, you can't say nothing.
That's true.
You can't say nothing.
That's right.
Husband can't talk. That's
See her little backside switching and hanging out of her shorts.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
You raise your daughters right.
That's right.
when meat started to get on their bones, bless God, and when they started walking and everything on them is starting to move when they move, then you got to girdle up the loins.
So that was Pastor Gino. The topic today is the Tomboy Revolution. Okay, basically, we're going to be talking about tomboys. Okay, in case you're from another planet or you're outside of the United States, basically, we're going to read the definition of what a tomboy is. Okay, I'll pull that up for you so you'll know basically what a tomboy is. All right, let me share my screen. Let me read this real quick for you. This is a tomboy, a woman who often dresses like a tom, but really is into men. A woman so confident in herself that she doesn't mind shopping in men's departments for clothes. Women who aren't afraid to break gender norms by staying true to themselves in sports, fashion, and life in general. So, basically, a tomboy is basically a woman that dresses like men. Okay, that's pretty much what a tomboy is. Basically, my premise today is breaking down the history of when this revolution started well before we were born. Generation X. We're gonna break down some things as far as when this started and why is this important? Why does this matter? Why am I talking about this? This matters because this explains a lot more. It's more than just pants. If it was just pants, then okay, it's not a big deal. Obviously, it's just clothes. It's just, pants is no big deal, right? But it's more than just pants. It's actually not only that women change their wears as far as clothes and start wearing more men's clothing. They started to behave like men. Now is social engineering for women to actually, program to think like a man. Okay, it's evolutions to this, and basically this is important on a societal level because this explains why a lot of what's going on as far as the issues that women are having that is in conflict with men not having the best of luck or issues with dealing with women. Okay, you have some men that they don't see anything. Like, for example, I have somebody that's older, that I know that's in my family. They don't, when you walk in their house, they say they don't see gnats, but it's gnats all over the place. It's absolutely like flies all over the place. They say they don't see it. So you have some men that they don't see any problem. It's just guys that are not getting laid and having problems with women. So here's the thing. This is what I'll say to those men. This is from a man that I don't express and I don't brag too much. Sometimes I do. Sometimes you catch me and I'll brag about my sexual exploits with women in America and all kind of stuff. You can't basically say that to me in as far as I'm one of those men that have problems with getting I'm beyond that point. I'm actually creating women. Like that's where I'm at in the world. Like it's not you can't say that I'm not getting laid because I'm actually making. I'm at the point where I'm producing women. So this is my also approach to why I'm also doing this, because I have investments in this society that I'm battling you know, my children's mother, you know, as far as, you know, my daughters, you know, my mother, you know, all of this is before I was even born. They were tomboys, some form of fashion. The tomboys basically, they beat out the feminine women. They took their dresses and they burned them or something like that, and then they started wearing pants. So you can't say that argument with me. I don't have any. I mean, I'm basically rejecting women. I'm rejecting women to the point where, you know, women want me and I'm not choosing them. So you can't bring that argument with me that I, you know, these are the guys that can't get women and they got podcasts and all that. I don't even make any money off of this channel. This is like community service. I'm not even, you know, so you can't, there's no motivation, financial motivation, anything like that. So yeah, you can't make that, you know, slick remark over here because yeah, I don't brag about all of the women I've been with or whatever, but yeah, you can't make that argument. I'll just say that. But yeah, this is basically the historical approach to why women basically are so masculine. It kind of centers on their clothing, but it's a broad approach. It's not just the clothes, it's the behavior, it's how they talk. They have you know, a lot of women today have a frog in their throat, you know, because they're living very masculine lives, and it's basically it's something even them that they were forced into this world. They were forced to basically be this way. Their mothers, their grandmothers programmed them to be this way. Their aunts, you know, their family, their friends. So they in order to break away from that, they would have to have rebelled to break away from that. So I'm going to play a couple videos for you. I'm going to read some you know, possibly some articles, kind of break this down. But you know, basically a lot of this is from actual women that are explaining this phenomenon and how they're dealing with this, you know, female masculine lifestyle, trying to, you know, deal with that, trying to possibly even make changes. So let me share my screen and show you this video here.
Women need to like tap back into their femininity. We have become so masculine. I know for me, I have. It's like, and I had to catch myself sometimes because I have taken on the ego of a man and feeling like, yeah, I got this pride and I pump my chest like I did this myself. Like everything you see is me. I want to be like, everything you see is us. We did this. Cheers. I'm cheersing to my imaginary man. Cheers, baby. We did that. I feel like women need to like tap back into their femininity. We have become so masculine. I know for me, I have. It's like, and I had to catch myself sometimes because I have taken on the ego of a man and feeling like, yeah, I got this pride and I pump my chest like I did this myself. Like everything you see is me. I want to be like, everything you see is us. We did this. Cheers. I'm cheersing to my imaginary man. Cheers, baby. We did that.
So in this video, it might seem like she's like talking to herself and going crazy, but what she's trying to do is pre-program or basically rewrite her brain programming to, you know, basically she's interacting with an imaginary man or, you know, one of her girlfriends or whatever she's trying to do. She's trying to unprogram her brain to be more feminine, you know. And it seems crazy, but whatever approach is necessary, she's trying to do that. She's trying to break the psychological programming for her to be so masculine. I'm not gonna say that. Well, I do know how to a certain extent, let's just say, demasculinate women to a certain extent. I mean, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to what I do, but the thing is that from women being more feminine, a lot of times women are doing that. That is what they're doing. They're teaching women how to be less masculine. Okay. Now I'm not anti women being masculine. It's a balance between being feminine and masculine and stuff like that. It's times where being aggressive can help you save your life, fight or flight types of situations, stuff like that, where that tapping into that masculine energy or androgynous energy can help you. A lot of times women have children, so they might be the only person around and they need to be aggressive to save their children's lives. I'm very fair-minded, I'm not necessarily taking this from a approach of, hatred. This is basically out of concern and just putting some content to basically frame the historical narrative of why this country is the way it is, why the women are the way it is, and that is my goal here today. This is actually, I believe, one of the topics that I was supposed to do among the list of topics that I already have done. So it's just I'm slowly getting around to completing things. But I mean, she's trying to basically Jedi mind trick herself to be less masculine. She was taught by her mom to be masculine, and she's trying to reprogram her mind. I'm gonna play this again from the top.
I feel like women need to tap back into their femininity. We have become so
Okay, hold on. My screen share actually.
It's I had to catch myself sometimes because I have taken on the ego of a man and feeling like, yeah, I got this pride and I pump my chest like I did this myself. Like everything you see is me. I want to be like, everything you see is us. We did this. Cheers. I'm cheersing to my imaginary man. Cheers, baby. We did that.
Okay, so that's that. Basically, yeah, she's trying to Jedi mind trick herself into being less masculine. Okay. It's a psychological thing. Okay. The thing is that I will say that I've said this before. It was kind of a rant. If men basically wore a dress tomorrow in high heels, okay, pumps, and they went to work, they would be fired. It might be that same day. It might be that same day. But depending on the situation, it might be the following day, next week. Probably when the guy goes home, he'll get a call. This is HR. This is Brenda or Tommy from HR, whatever. We have to inform you that the company has decided to basically go close out your position. Okay, that's what will happen. Okay, so you got to understand, you got to use your brain fibers and ask yourself, why is it that this is okay, where you're okay with seeing a woman wearing pants. I mean, I work in this, I'm working this world. I actually go out after work, and I see women wearing pants every day, and definitely these women have the same behavior of those pants. Most of them, I would say about 99% of them have that masculine aggressiveness that also goes with the pants. And it's like, the thing is that I look at it the same way. It's not attractive. I mean, I'll deal with women that wear pants, obviously, but the thing is that I don't find that shit normal. I don't think that's normal. Just like women don't think it's normal for a guy to wear a fucking dress and pumps and go to work. So you got to understand the fucking, the different, basically narratives here. Okay, I don't look at it as attractive. I don't look that shit as sexy for women to wear fucking pants. Just like they'll look at men like the absolute crazy if they wore a dress and some pumps the next day. So I don't think for a second that's fucking sexy. That's so you go girl type shit. Like that's obviously you're trying to be wearing the pants in the relationship, wearing the pants in society. I look at that shit just as weird as you would a dude wearing fucking heels and a dress. Now, I'm going to play another video, and this is breaking down history in this weird ass fucking country, about where this started. Okay.
It's strange to think about today, but there was a time in the United States when women just didn't wear pants. In many cultures, women wearing some kind of trouser is an ancient phenomenon. But in the United States, there was a time when women were expected to limit their options to skirts and dresses, especially out in public. So when and how did this change? When did women start wearing pants? Well, first, let's be clear that some women have sometimes worn pants in America for centuries. Women sometimes wore pants for work or leisure even in the 19th century, though society didn't always look kindly on these practical clothing decisions. The long skirts women wore were often bulky and heavy. These clothes were both socially and physically restrictive. They got in the way when women wanted to enjoy a full range of motion. The dress reform movement arose in the mid-19th century, with the goal of giving women the freedom to wear trousers for both practical and political purposes. Trousers were seen as a symbol of women's rights, a radical proposition at the time. It was around 1851 that a woman named Elizabeth Smith Miller designed an outfit that would become iconic among believers in the concept of what was called rational dress for women. It consisted of a skirt and loose trousers with a short jacket on top. The design was championed by Amelia Jenks Bloomer, and they quickly became known as bloomers. Bloomers eventually fell out of fashion, but the name lives on as a description for various baggy divided garments for the lower body. Still, as the popularity of bloomers faded, pants became once again something women generally wore only in private or for sporting activities. It would take big changes to finally bring women's pants into the mainstream, and those changes came with 2 world wars. During the first
Exactly. Now this is moving along. This is like going fast. She's trying to crunch all of this in real time, but this is a key point right here. What's going on the spot? I would love your opinion. Am I crazy? Am I just a He-Man woman hater that is off base here? Is this video? I mean, I made this private the whole day where it was just like, because people be stealing people's ideas and then they go live before them. So I just came up with an idea where I'll just pin the title, have the title pending, because it's just, everybody wants to cheat off the smart guy, So I just made this like kind of a surprise thing, and then actually people gonna start doing that. So I mean, anyway, man, like I say, I already okay. I'm okay with, I understand that, I'm your favorite YouTuber. So, but the thing is the question is, on the spot, am I off base here? Am I extreme, with this topic in what I'm talking about? Women wearing pants and being very masculine, being programmed by their mom, their grandma to be basically tomboys. Am I off base? And is this something that I'm just a misogynist and I'm talking about this is just blown out of proportion? But what she basically said, and this is basically World War I. This is actually when women started actually kind of really wearing pants, because this is what happened. Okay, so basically the Europeans start carving up Africa. They start making a lot of money. They was in Africa, and they had they were surrounded by all of these beautiful, tall, dark, black, beautiful, big booty, big titty women. They were making babies. They were making a fortune. And then some countries made more of a fortune and had some territories in Africa that others didn't have. Then they started warring with each other. The Germans started warring with, France and, basically Great Britain. I mean, they all started warring with each other over Africa, over their territories in Europe. So World War I happened. America was involved. They had to help out the French. The French bailed them out in the Revolutionary War. So they were historical allies. They had to help the French out. And a lot of men were definitely drafted into World War I, and that led to what? Who was going to work in those jobs in those factories? It was not enough men to work in those factories. They needed women to work in those factories. And working in those factories, wearing dresses probably, I would say, is not as practical as just wearing like some type of pair of pants. So basically, you can say that men warring, or Europeans warring around the world, okay, led to women wearing pants. See how fair and balanced I am? You can blame it on the white man, basically. Obviously. They started going to war with each other. The women needed to make the munitions, make the articles and equipment for war. So they had to wear pants to work in these factories because basically the men went off to war.
First World War, the mobilization of men in the army meant that women began doing jobs that had previously been reserved for men, and sometimes wearing the pants that went with them. But it was during World War II that women in both civilian and military life began wearing pants in large numbers. Not just for work, but socially too. It's hard to imagine Rosie the Riveter.
So this is basically a Navy ad. This is an old Navy ad. So basically, this woman per se is the call to action advertising for World War II for women to join the armed services. And it's also, basically kind of goes into feminism and all of that type of stuff. So the thing is that, yeah, I'm not gonna cap. Like, you definitely ain't gonna like. I do like women, very much so. And I ain't gonna lie, this particular type is kind of like, I don't know, this advertising it's kind of sexy. You know what I'm saying? And it's catching because she's a nice looking woman, the whole bonnet, I definitely was in the Navy. So I seen all that types of variations of this ad here, this outfit. And it kind of leads into this here, I'm gonna play this one. You probably saw this on social media. You saw this chick here. She's kind of going viral. She's kind of on the tomboy type thing, and she's gang like she says. Let's play this here.
Oh, yeah. Well, them things cost about, I know them things cost about 2-3 racks.
Hey, you need anything? You need anything from the store?
I thought we was going outside.
We can have that. I'm ready.
You probably leave this here.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this.
Or did you want to sniff? I mean, did you want to get it or take it with you just in case you get cold or something?
What?
I don't know. Did you?
Y'all wildin'.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. On the spot says, I think you're reading too much into this one culture. I don't believe wearing pants is masculine. Okay. So that begs the question. Let me hold on for a second. Let me ask you this then. Okay. Let me ask you about this then. All right. And I'm not into wearing what I'm about to show you. Definitely not into it. But go back to Little Beauty right here. Okay. What about this here? All right. What's your take? He's got I don't know what kind of purse that is, but okay. Same question. She said, I think you're reading too much into one culture. I don't believe wearing pants is masculine. Now, do you think this is feminine or masculine? I'll wait for you. I'll give you all the time in the world. I got a little bit of time tonight. Do you think this is feminine or masculine? Do you think this is still masculine or feminine? Basically, your argument is that the women wearing pants is not masculine. So is this masculine? This guy wearing his jewels, he's got a white purse, he's living his best life, he's happy, he's got a dress on. I'll wait for you. Yeah, I mean, this is. I'm glad to hear your commentary. Definitely, this is definitely something that is a value add to the discussion, because I really wasn't going to. I was kind of not really gonna I'm just gonna talk about it, but yeah, this is actually a visualization of what I said earlier. This is a dude wearing a dress. He's wearing a summer dress, and I'm not good with the different designers, but I think that's Ticini or something. And he's got some jewels on. jewelry. Okay, he's basically doing the same thing. He's wearing basically opposite gender clothing. Okay. So by this cultural standards, yes. Yes, what? He's still masculine. Is that what you're saying? But it's not the same. We have double standards virtually everywhere in our culture. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. It is double standards. It is double standards. But here's the thing. I'm not the only man that thinks this way. Okay. I'm not the only one that, thinks that, this is kind of funny. And, obviously if this guy probably most likely, let's say he wears a pants, he wears a suit at work. If he dressed like this, I would even say if he's caught outside and they saw him dressing like this, he would be fired from his job, his job, whatever it is. He would be fired from it if he was caught wearing this dress. And yeah, it goes into the double standards, and that is true. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this guy, he's looked like he's smiling and everything like that. But if he went to work and wore these pants, he would be let go. Okay. That is pretty much the truth. Now, is it wrong for somebody to think that this is basically worse than, just as bad as this woman here, that's wearing basically she's wearing jogging pants.
We can head up.
Do I need to wash my jacket?
No, you good now.
You probably have
What's
one of
going
those
on
hoodies
to
in
you,
my
really?
jacket.
No, you probably was sniffing it
knowing
with something. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Knowing me, I probably have
Yeah.
one in it.
You tell her how you feel. Tell her how you feel before I do. Oh,
Look good.
And she's busting a sag. She's sagging. So yeah, I mean, these are gender norms is what this conversation is about. This is basically, gender norms. Now, she looks good. Her beauty defies the odds. And most women that they get away with wearing pants. I'm just joking. I mean, obviously, I understand it's double standards. Okay. But a lot of women, unfortunately, they also wear pants. They don't really like this one. Yeah, obviously, I know this is a skit, and this woman, she actually has a page, and she models and stuff like that. She wears, different types of clothing, but there's women that dress like this every day. They're very, very masculine, and very, very androgynous. So, it's not a stretch, even it being a skit, it is women that absolutely, this is their life. They are even lesbians. You have a lot of women that are also lesbians, and this is like the studs. This is like something they will wear.
Oh, yo, I meant to tell you, hair looks great.
Oh, thanks.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me some. Y'all
Why
talking.
do you have to definitely look
Huh?
for, gang?
No, I was telling him about the good effort he
Now
was.
get out the crib, because I ain't playing. I love these sneakers, by the way.
Thanks,
You
gang.
know what I'm saying? I rock with those.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, them thing called about. I know them thing called about 2-3 racks.
Hey, you need anything? You need anything? You need You take my store.
Good. I thought we was going outside. I thought we was going to shoot ball.
Yeah, we hear that. I'm ready.
You might leave this here.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this.
Or did you want to sniff? I mean, did you want to get it or take it with you just in case you get cold or something? I don't know. Did you?
Y'all wildin'.
Yeah.
What's good?
No, we can head out.
Do I need to wash my jacket?
No, you good. No.
Cause you probably have one of your shorties in my jacket.
No, you probably was
Probably
sniffing it with
knowing
something. Yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
Knowing me, I probably have
Yeah.
one in it.
You tell how you feel. Tell her how you feel before I do.
I don't know. I have no
yeah.
idea.
Here looks great.
Oh, thanks.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me some. Give me some. Y'all
Why
talking.
did you have to dance in milk?
Huh?
Gang?
No, I was telling him about the good effort he
Now
was.
get out the crib, cause I ain't playing. I love these sneakers, by the way.
So I mean, yeah, that's a little, a little snippet there of kind of what it would look like to now here's the thing though. So this is a different dynamic. This is a different approach as well. So a lot of the argument is a lot of times it's women that are raised by single moms and they're 100% programmed to be tomboys. Well, if you probably don't notice her face, you might not notice her face, but she's one of the chicks that was interviewed by basically Kevin Samuels, and she kind of went on her own to kind of do her own thing. Now, this woman was raised in an upper class family with both her parents, and she's not necessarily 100% feminine herself, so it's not even just single mom homes.
You always get 12 months. I'm always going to give somebody 12 months is more than enough time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
But
wait, so you would leave after 12 months though? I think 12 months is fair.
Leave?
Yeah.
I feel like the respect would be gone. He would want to leave because my mouth is going to get so bad, bro. Like,
wait, what?
Because I get so irritated. Like, I can't.
So because he pay all the bills, you don't get irritated?
What do I got to be irritated about?
You don't get irritated.
What do I got to be irritated if all my bills are paid and food is in the fridge? Like, honestly, but again, I'm coming from a household where dad did work long nights and dad, wasn't there every damn day. He was working and I respected that as a child and I was explained it as a child. So as an adult, because somebody else was like, you're so understanding. I was like, no, it's just all I've ever known is like, he's out working for you. Like he's doing all these things so that you can do the things that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing I can't send him that he's going to say no. Like, for example, I want to go on an Antarctica cruise. It's 18 bands a person. There is no like, we can't do that. It's just like, okay, when
18 bands a person. All right, come on, let's go. Like, nah.
We're in 2023 and you can't come up with 40 bands for my penguin trip.
Boy, some people can't come up with 40 bands in a year.
I don't date those people. So that's not my life. I wasn't going to date somebody that I had to worry about them standing back up.
But what if it took him some time, like 6 months?
It's not going to take him no time. That's not the type of man I date, though. I don't date those type of men.
Anything can happen.
You always get 12 months. I'm always going to give somebody 12 months is more than enough time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
But
wait, so you would leave after 12 months though? I think 12 months is fair.
Leave?
Yeah.
I feel like the respect would be gone. He would want to leave because my mouth is going to get so bad, bro. Like,
wait, what?
Because I get so irritated. Like, I can't.
So because he pay all the bills, you don't get irritated?
What do I got to be irritated about?
You don't get irritated.
What do I got to be irritated if all my bills are paid and food is in the fridge? Like, honestly, but again, I'm coming from a household where dad did work long nights and dad, wasn't there every damn day. He was working and I respected that as a child and I was explained it as a child. So as an adult, because somebody else was like, you're so understanding. I was like, no, it's just all I've ever known is like, he's out working for you. Like he's doing all these things so that you can do the things that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing I can't send him that he's going to say no. Like, for example, I want to go on an Antarctica cruise. It's 18 bands a person. There is no.
Okay. That's interesting because one of the biggest takeaways, I mean, basically, Kevin Samuels already he already had a discussion with her, long, lengthy discussion. I think she called into his show. Basically, she's kind of like trying to find herself. She has a lot of issues, like a lot of different women. Basically, not submitting to men. Okay, basically doing what they want to do within the context of a relationship, saying what they want to say, being masculine for the most part. It was a time that, and a lot of times with women in the South, I found this, I saw this a lot when I was in the Navy. I talked to quite a few women that were from like Georgia. One of the things that I like about a lot of women in the South, I mean, obviously things are changing. They don't say no much. They understand a man's value. They understand basically, I do whatever for my man. I like this guy. So, this guy's reasonable. I'm not going to say no. I'm just going to compromise, but I'm not going to say no to this guy. I really respect that, and of course that's pretty much fading away. But the thing is that, obviously there's some issues. Okay. It's a lot of things going on here, but one of the biggest things I have to say is I know people go to Antarctica, but I didn't know it was $18,000 to go to Antarctica. So she says, yes, wearing pants isn't the same as being a tomboy, which is not the same as being a stud lesbian. There are different things that are discussing together. Well, it's related. Basically, onion is very similar to garlic. Actually, on the health aspect of it, if you take onions, it has a milder approach as far as what it does, because it's an antioxidant. An onion is an antioxidant. Garlic is a stronger, and it's a cousin of the onion, and it is a stronger antioxidant than onion. So you can put it on a toothache. You can use it for, if you have an upset stomach. It's very much, these are interrelated as far as things. But yeah, I mean, she's definitely upper class. She's not even upper middle class. She grew up in an upper class household. Think her dad basically built airplanes or something, or built private jets or sold them or something like that. Yeah, she's kind of a rare thing where she grew up in the upper class. I knew I can count the people that I knew that grew up in an upper class household, like on my eyeballs. That's how less of people that I know that grew up upper class. Like this one guy that I didn't even grow up with him. He lived in my neighborhood. He actually lived in Dalton. His dad was an inventor, was a scientist, and his mom was basically a tenured senior level, basically a tenured teacher. You know what I'm saying? Special ed teacher. So like his dad made like $500,000 or something. He was a millionaire basically. He was a Rhodes Scholar. His dad was a Rhodes Scholar from, I ain't gonna say where he's from, but I mean, dude, literally they were secretively upper class, but I knew it, but other people didn't know that. But yeah, it was like a couple people, but if people like the people that I knew, they weren't upper class. They didn't grow up upper class. They grew up upper middle class. They didn't grow up upper class is a different. When you talk about upper class, you going into the millions. Okay, it's not I make $100,000 a year. Like if you and your spouse make $100,000 a year, or in $100,000, that's upper middle class. It's not upper class. So you might think you upper class, but yeah, it's not. No, but yeah, I mean, this is just, you know, something to add to the discussion. You know, let me move along. Something else I wanted to show you. This is back to the male's point of view. This is a show. I think this is the daily wrap-up crew. So let's play this here.
Who's growing up, who had to deal with that. When I watch a lot of black movies, you'll see the mother acting very masculine in these movies. And a man who's growing up who had to deal with that mother, he might look for the opposite in a woman, which is why you might see them date.
So that's social engineering. So if you see something on a movie screen, you see different media coverage, and they're always showing a masculine figure, such as Precious, the movie Precious, a lot of different roles, Big Mama's House, all of that. I mean, that's a dude dressing like a woman, pretending to be a mammy. But you know, even Tyler Perry, Medea, it's the same thing, which is even worse. Okay, that's like black exploitation, year 2000. You know, you got a lot of different, you know, you just name a movie, and a lot of the characters, the mother is very, very masculine, you know, and that's programming. Very similar to one of the things that I find is, you know, interesting is that they're still putting shows. I watch it. I watch The Family Business. If I had the access to power and all of that, I would look at it. But I know it's programming. So you think that it was a time that, and it's still that time, that a lot of police officers, a lot of white people think that if a black person has money, they sold drugs. They're a drug dealer. I went to a game. I went to the Vikings Chicago Bears game on Monday. I treated myself, you know, I accomplished something in my house, and I got a goal accomplished. So I just decided to just take a flight and go see my cousin in Minnesota, and we caught a game, you know, good seats. Saw, you know, basically the Bears beat the Vikings. And, I didn't get beat up, you know what I'm saying? And basically the thing is that, you know, I lost my train of thought. But you know, basically, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, that was what I did. But you said, broke jeans, would you prefer your daughter to wear skirts, dresses, or pants? I would prefer them to wear dresses. Now, if they get older, you know, I'll let them choose. But unfortunately, you know, I don't really, you know, what I do is I try to buy my when I have to buy clothes, I buy my daughters, you know, dresses if I can. Now, I buy them dresses, you know, and I try to break that, but I'm at an uphill battle with that. You know, I forgot what I was talking about, where I said that I went out of town. But basically, let me play this video here.
Outside their race, I'm not saying all of them. Yeah. It's a different type of energy. They grew up with
they
grew up with a mom who was so masculine. They understood, like, I do not want to deal with this for the rest of my life. That comes from a black woman point of view. I'm just saying, if they're looking at it, well, if this is how a black woman behaves, I'm good on black women. And I'm not saying obviously we're all men, but I'm saying this is what some men who have grew up and witnessed this with their own mothers are viewing certain black women as that.
Yeah, my mother was I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna cap. My mother was masculine. You know, when you get older, another thing is too, when you get older, you're gonna have to prepare yourself from them secrets to start. Like, after you get, some people may be younger, but after you get older, them family secrets gonna start coming out the classified vault. They're gonna start becoming declassified because see, what's gonna happen is a person is passed away or whatever, and then the person is gonna tell their business what happened. All them little secrets and everything that's been told, and all them lies and stuff that people been saying, they're gonna start coming back out. So, basically, unfortunately, a lot of secrets are coming out, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, oh my fucking God. Like, you've been lied to, you realize you've been lied to your whole life. They done lied to you to try to hide something because they don't want to feel shame. And it's like, damn, then that explains that, they try to pretend like they're this angel and they're not. And it's like, you gotta like, it's nothing you can do. You gotta fucking live your life. I mean, some people go join a pity party and they start crying and shit. I mean, you can't do that. You just gotta be like, if you gotta understand, if somebody like 50 years old or even 40 years old and you find out some family secret shit, you can't, what the fuck? Like, that's what I mean. I agree with people should get therapy, but to a certain extent, really, to be honest, I mean, I try to live my life as a king would. I try to walk in the shadows of kings. I don't, unfortunately, as a king is an embodiment of all of the characters, all of the basically pieces on the board. Okay. And one of those pieces is a knight, which is a warrior. Unfortunately, life goes on and you just gotta fucking keep marching on, and you try to be a better person. One of the things that I woke up and reminded myself is that the first sin that's listed in the 7 deadly sins, or whatever, the Catholic 7 deadly sins or Christian or whatever, is pride. Okay. Why is that? Why is the first sin mentioned pride? Because pride relates to ego. It relates to lying to cover up your shame, to cover up, basically the things that you did that you're not proud about, the life that you live that you're not proud about. And a lot of people do that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the reasons why I'm passionate and I kind of express things and I disclose things is because I don't have nothing hardly to hide. I do have secrets. Everybody has secrets, but the thing is that I mostly am transparent with what is going on and what's happened to me. That's why I got the broke stories. That's why I got this channel. That's why I named this channel what it was, because at that time I was going through, my financial challenges. It's because also I see a lot of people that they're going through a lot of frustrations and shit because they got all of these secrets and shit. That's not, to me, it shouldn't be, something that you keep it. You should kind of let that shit out. You still involved with, nah, she don't, occasionally I'll throw some shit out, I ain't gonna lie, I will backtrack, and occasionally I'll throw some shit out there, but it's kind of on some troll shit and just to see what will stick. Sometimes that has worked, but it's not worked. And the thing is that I'm not losing any sleep over it. But it's just my last ditch effort, an attempt to kind of make something of the situation. But no, I ain't nothing come of it, man. It go to pride, some people want to be perfect, and unfortunately that also goes into pride. People want to actually be perfect. for whatever reason. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people will call myself a failure, even though I've had successes. They'll say, this guy, he's a failure, obviously. Why are you listening to failures? And it's to say that they're perfect. And it's nobody's perfect. So, some people are more, better off than I am. I mean, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's kind of goes into, you're gonna have to sometimes or another make a choice. You don't necessarily have to make a choice, but if your choice is perfection, I don't blame you for that. But you're gonna have to learn to make a decision, because sometimes life is a gamble. And even if you think you're making a perfect situation, it might not turn out that way. So kind of have to be careful. But I definitely learned from the decisions that I made as far as relationships. I've learned from those. I've actually, given you that information of what I learned as far as looking at the relationships that I've had and how I look at, different women and their behaviors from a behavioral aspect, because I'm not like, it's not like I'm like saying, oh, you got to do this and this. And, some of these dating coaches, they give you a very generalistic approach to trying to, go about trying to talk to women. And it's like, what I try to do is give you certain things to screen women, because that was my problem. I never had no problem getting women. My problem was I didn't screen. I didn't really look at it from a screening aspect. And basically that's when I came up with the subprime and prime women. That kind of, I ain't gonna lie, like that was a bomb drop. Like that was like Nagasaki and Hiroshima, like, because you can't say that there ain't no subprime women. You can't say that it's not. It is prime women. So that kind of put things in perspective as like, let's say a young guy sees that, he's gonna know, all right, I don't deal with these subprime women. I try to work on myself and try to get with these prime women. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that, man. And I brought that here. I learned from my failures, and I brought that to this space, after I, licked off my wounds and dusted myself off, you know what I'm saying? And I got back, got to marching. So yeah, man, the Tomboy Revolution is already been upon us. Our great grandmas, basically great grandmas, they were tomboys, and they taught their grandma, your grandma, and then now your mothers, how to be tomboys, and the rest is history.
Or wearing a skirt below that famous raised bicep. After the war, many women continued to wear pants, but women's fashion still tended to focus on skirts and dresses. But more than a century after women's rights activists had first begun their push to reform how women dress, the women's liberation movement of the 1960s and 1970s finally helped to break down the stigma against women wearing pants. Today in the US, the question of whether women can wear pants in public isn't a question at all.
So yeah, this is modern women right here. I appreciate that, bro. This is what you see now. That's she pretty much in short fashion explained, this is happening, since the 1800s to a certain extent, and then it grew due to world wars, and now today there's acceptance. It is double standards. And then I'll tell you another thing that's been said before. Okay, here's the thing though. this is where let's go back to on the spot, you know, acknowledging the double standards. I think women need to understand the double standards with how far they want to go with this, because if you're going down that road, you can wear your pants, right? You can wear your pantsuit. Okay. We gotta, and then, okay, we gotta also acknowledge that, obviously that these men that wear, these dresses, okay, they're not going to get that same respect and rapport. But moving along, yeah, you can wear the pants, and obviously it's acceptable. Obviously, if you live in the Northeast, if you live anywhere that gets cold, pants, I understand it. I understand that. Okay, if you live down south where it's warm, you could probably wear more dresses. It's harder to wear dresses up north. It's harder to wear dresses where it's cold. I think yesterday it was like, a couple days ago it was like 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, it was freezing. It was snowing like a couple days ago. I went to Minnesota, watched the Bears game. I've lost my train of thought of where I was leading to before that, but I saw basically the Vikings lose. I thought, maybe possibly I was gonna get in a fight because I got my Bears shit on. I had, basically came to the stadium and then they got a fucking L, and they were trying to make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a bucket list item that it was great, because a lot of times I got people that I know, they go to different Bears games across the country, and they actually go there and they lose. So I travel to Minnesota, Monday Night Football. Bears got a W. The Vikings, their playoff chances got a lot more harder. So it was very fun. I saw some women there that looked a little different, a lot more white women. They're reason why they call it Vikings, because Minnesota has a lot of Norwegians. So they are, their ancestors were Danes and Vikings. So that's where Minnesota Vikings come from. So yeah, they're pretty robust white chicks, a lot of them. A lot of interracial relationships in Minnesota. That's something that's old. That was, it's been like that for a long time. But pants in the workforce is accepting. But the double standard where women need to understand is that if you think that you can be like men in the sexual dating world, such as you can sleep with a whole bunch of men and be accepted as a wife, a potential serious partner, I'm gonna tell you something. That's a double standard that you can't necessarily cross. Just like you can't necessarily present yourself. A man can't present himself, to be basically basically Kid Cudi. He likes to wear dresses, the same Kid Cudi that got his car blew up by P. Diddy. Okay, this is how he gets down. He wears dresses. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know, what's his motive for wearing dresses. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Soul Shader? I mean, I don't necessarily know, but yeah, he doesn't get that same double standard. When I saw that shit, I was like, damn, they got him. I was like, they got him. When I see men wearing, women's stuff, I'll be like, they got him. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not the only one. Yeah, man. He does not get that double standard. And again, women don't get that as far as you're going to go all the way with it, and really the human mind, it will take you all the way with it. You know, the deep voice, you have the deep voice now, the frog in the throat. Okay, you're living masculine lives. You don't even think you need a man. Men are optional, right? You're going all the way with it. That's where it becomes a situation where it becomes kind of like a door opening to where, you know, you're basically going down the path where you're by yourself. You're taking out the garbage now. You're doing masculine actual labor fully, and you're accepting that you don't like it. And unfortunately, my explanations and presentations are going to go beyond video, and I'm going to actually explain certain statistics that are kind of hard to swallow. It's going to be kind of, it's going to be like, you know, I'm kind of old. You know, my mom used to make me take something called Father John's, and Father John's used to help you knock out that cold, and it's very bitter, you know, it's sour, and it tasted nasty, but I think it did help you get rid of the cold or whatever was ailing you. But this guy, he's explaining what happened to the lesbian chick that basically she experimented into being a man, and something happened to her.
For 18 months and eventually self-deleted herself due to depression and some mental issues. She did this so that she can understand. So this lesbian woman tried to be a man for 18 months and eventually self-deleted herself due to depression and some mental issues. She did this so that she can understand what it takes to be living as a man. She then discovered men are not painted as how they are to women from the society and from young. She also discovered how difficult it is to be a man when she gets rejected by women during dates, and how men aren't able to share their problems and the lack of love and intimacy. I want you guys to watch this video from her interview and just know that as a man, you are not alone. Talk to someone if needed. Her name is Nora Vincent, and kudos to her helping to shed light for men.
But her views about men have changed forever.
Men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better. They need our sympathy, they need our love, and they need each other more than anything else. They need to be together.
Do you think women understand what it's like to be a man?
Not at all. No clue. No idea.
So the thing is that one of the things I have to say is that, you know, although ain't nobody perfect, man, I have my disagreements with BGS, and you know, a lot of people have, but what guys like him and others, they give you a certain level of understanding that's like on the level of a PhD, even beyond, I would even say. And one of the books that he mentioned a long time ago was called The Lucifer Principle. And in the Lucifer Principle, it talks about basically how men, we really don't get any pity. And unfortunately, that's never going to change. And the reason why that won't change is because basically men have to be competitive. Okay. Men, unfortunately, are expendable, because even though men are basically women, girls are easier to be biologically produced than boys. Boys are harder to produce from sperm. They tend to die out. Their motility are, you know, a lot less than girls. Okay, or let's just say the XX chromosome, right? So men are XY. So from that sperm cell, our motility, we might be faster, but sperm tends to die out before it gets to the egg. Now, the thing is that because men are very, very competitive, we have wars, we have battles, we have fights, and you know, that's because, you know, power, dominance. Men have millions of sperm cells in our you know, basically nut sacks, you'll just say, but gonads is the medical term. And we can, one man, you know, honestly, just in a nutshell, one man can repopulate the planet. One man. So men are very unfortunately expendable to the point where nobody really cares about what men are going through, how hard life is going through. This is why I tell you, you know, you gotta be a warrior. It really ain't no other choice. Like, men have to be that way. This is the life that we have to live, unfortunately, whether we, you know, like it or not. And we learn that at a very early age, most of us. But to say all of that, I mean, a lot of times crying and stuff like that is considered weak. Being too emotional is even considered weak. And the thing is that hard life is very much affecting women, because this masculine world and life, you know, society, the way it is, it's very hard. It's a lot of tomboys that are competitive toward other tomboys. Okay, they're aggressive towards other women. A lot of times, what you find in the workforce, if you hear women complaining online, they complain about they are basically getting emotionally abused by other women in the work setting, and also going through a lot of stress with dealing with women in their you know, problems in the workforce. You know, it said broke jeans, so I don't like tomboys, only like girls. Yeah, you know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. And I've said this before, like you really would want to go out your way. It's very difficult in America to actually find those women. I mean, a lot of times what you find is those women tend to be the ones that are already married. And definitely in Chicago, those women are all, you see those women, they already have a wedding ring on. Even if they're wearing pants, they, you know, are feminine and they wear pants, like they already married. Like you by the time you go, like by the time you look up, they got a ring on. And I'm not, and I don't mess with married women. I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be on that, but I ain't on that. But the thing is that unfortunately, this conversation goes here because it's nothing really too much. I mean, I'm you know, putting yeoman's work and putting this together and trying to, you know, put out the historical element to why this is. This is before we were born. This was what we were. This is the life that we had to deal with because we were transferred this life from our previous, you know, grandparents. You know, they already had to go through this, you know, from World War I, World War II. You know, it's nothing we can necessarily do about this, but individually make our own decisions on how we're gonna deal with that.
Because us women's is tired of y'all men's is always trying to blame everything on us. That's why we make these articles about y'all broke dusty asses. That's why it's y'all fault that we get pregnant, bitch. It ain't our fault. And all these pick-me mammy bitches like Danica Marie always trying to cape for y'all trash bag dusties. Us women's, we tired of y'all. And to you, Mr. MG, us black women, don't even want to marry y'all anyway. We don't want to be bothered with y'all anyway. We signed out of marriage, nigga.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much, what can you do? I mean, you have to have the faith of Job. I mean, I do have very, very strong faith. No, not too many people have the faith that I have. Okay. What can you do about that? It's not much you could do about it, unfortunately, but try to deal with it the best way you can. But what you need to know to sort out the bullshit is that this is an effect. Okay. There's causes and there's effects. So one of the things is that the cause and effect of this situation is that there's causes and effect of this situation, of this type of behavior. And unfortunately, for women, this behavior is leading to a lot of different things. And one of these things is women are getting incarcerated by an alarming rate in the United States. Okay. Local jails and prisons. Okay. That's what's going on. Local prisons and state jails are dealing with these women. I mean, their behaviors, them thinking that they're invisible to men and their, consequences. They understand the double standards as well. Like, pretty much On the Spot Live said earlier, they understand that, and they kind of even feel invisible to the consequences, because once you wear the pants, you have to deal with that independence that you enjoy and that lifestyle of being a man. Again, what is this journey? This is 100-year journey for women. 100 years is nothing. 100 years is like that. You can live to 100. The devil himself just died. Henry Kissinger, because he lived 100 years old. He literally, Henry Kissinger literally lived through the Tomboy generation, the Tomboy Revolution. His life was pretty much in the Tomboy Revolution. I mean, he was born in 1920. That was right after World War I ended. Okay, he fled Germany because the Nazis, were basically, basically targeting Jews. Okay, so the thing is that 100 years is nothing in comparison. A lot of people are living to 100, a lot more people than ever before. So to say that this is a big jump, or this is like not a phenomenon, this is the thing. These are the things. This is why people like myself are important than others. We point out things that the media doesn't talk about. So you're clueless on really what's going on. Even both men and women are clueless to actually what's going on. They don't absolutely even know this is going on. Literally, women are getting wiped out the frame, going to prison, living hard lives. I'm not even done. This is just one aspect of it. Okay. Going to jail, going to prison. Okay. What was the hit show on Netflix? You know what I'm saying? I used to watch that shit. Orange is the New Black. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not, I'm trying to be lighthearted. I'm not, I posted my passport photo and I got some hate. And the reason why the hate is because you have options. Unfortunately, women have to compete for us. They don't think they might not, want to compete for us or whatever. You find that's fine, but they have to compete, and they don't want to compete because they're used to not competing. Okay, so there you have it. There you go. So they don't you don't have to really compete for black men in America. So basically they have men at their disposal. Women are very, very smart to a certain degree that people overlook. Women understand power. A lot of women do understand power. They have to understand power because that's one of the things that women don't have. They don't have physical power. So they absolutely focus on power, and they understand their position and their power as far as, okay, I got these men right here and I understand what's going on. And I also have these other men that I can go to. So I got him, you know what I'm saying? And then I got these other men that I could deal with. Okay. They don't have those guys. Some of those guys are breaking camp. They're going overseas. They're going over places. They're getting with younger women. Now it's a complaint. The complaint department is going on nonstop because now these men, I don't have control of them anymore. They are breaking ship and they're going to other places. And they're absolutely, these are some of the men that were on the table, that were there. The break glass for emergency guy is no longer available. He's gone somewhere else. And they want, it's like a cat. I got a female cat and a male cat. Okay. The cats, they ain't gonna eat the kibble. They like the meat. They like the processed meat, right? They'll eat that first. But the kibble, even if they don't really like it, they save the kibble for later. They save the kibble, for like when I go to sleep or some shit. When I go to work, they eating the kibble because it's on reserves. So those guys that, those, let's just say the 80-20 rule guys. So if the 80 guys are no longer, available, the kibble the kibble guys are no longer on the table, then basically what's headed? Starvation, eventual starvation. Okay. Our kibble is escaping us. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't have cats, man, you might want to get some, because cats actually absolutely, hands down, teach you the nature of women. Okay. It helps you understand their nature. And then, of course, if you have sisters as well, that also helps. He says when you experience a genuinely feminine woman, it changes your whole perspective and expectation. Amen, brother. Amen. I mean, it makes you want to fucking climb a mountain. Men, let me tell you something. The reason why men fucking live, goddamn it, and strive for success is, you got children, and then outside of that, the hope of a fucking inspirational woman. Okay, an inspirational fucking woman will have you, goddamn it, motherfucking going to do some shit you really don't want to do. It'll have your ass do all kind of stuff, to try to better yourself, so you can be the apple of that type of woman's eye. Absolutely. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a time where women like that were plentiful, and I did not value them as much. And let's just say things happen, life, went past, and they're still there, but things changed, and love got a little bit more complicated, and it got more toxic, and things got harder to deal with. But yeah, those women are still there, but they are these. I call them inspirational women. Absolute, that's what Kevin Samuel said. He said, FBI, feminine, beautiful, inspirational. Those women are inspirational. I have to admit. I ain't gonna lie. On the Spot Live, man, she's one of those women, man. She's an inspirational woman, man. She make you want to go fucking check your credit score and shit like that. Go get, steam clean your house and shit, extra. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not, filters are off, man. The retrograde is coming in. Mercury retrograde. My filter is kind of off a little bit. I went on a date with a Japanese woman late last year, and I would never get it. I can't go back now, bro. Asian women have become my permanent birthday. Will never be the same. Yeah, man. Yep. Yep. That's how it is, man. That's how it is, bro. Hey, I was in Japan, and I was dealing with black chicks, man, in Japan. That's the crazy part. I never even got with a job. I wasn't in the military that long, but I that first night I was with some Japanese chick in a club, but I was scared. I was a scary dude when I was younger, and I didn't really know what to do, like, as far as I didn't have the eye of the tiger. I didn't have the heart to go take it behind the alley and handle my business. Like, I was concerned about getting locked up and all of these concerns, that I'm probably, now I would take more risks, but I didn't know. I was in Japan. I didn't know how to get a hotel room and didn't know how to speak Japanese. It was my first night. I didn't know how to get back to the base. It was a lot of I didn't knows, and it was like I ain't really seal a deal, but it was basically all mostly who I dealt with was it was like a chick from the Air Force. But yeah, man, Japanese women are pretty dope. Let's see here. I don't really. I'm an equal opportunist. I'm an equal opportunist, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm jonesing on Indian women. I've been jonesing for Indian women for a few years now. At one time I was jonesing for Ethiopian women, but I'm gonna tell you, Ethiopians, Eritreans, Somalians, a lot of people from East Africa, the Cape Horn of Africa, right? They actually populated those areas. So basically Ethiopians, a lot of East Africans, they are like the fathers and mothers of Arabians, Persians, Indians, all of a lot of the people from India and onwards, because you could see their facial type and all of that, and you can just see it. I remember the first time I walked in a tree, and this was during the COVID like lockdown stuff. Like, I had went to a Eritrean restaurant, and when I walked in, they was playing their music, and I saw these faces, and I had already know. I know a lot about history. I know I kind of what I know about history probably be on like PhD level. So I knew that they already, I knew about the Axum Empire and stuff like that. So the thing is that when I saw those faces, I was like, damn, that explains all of that. And then you got so you got the Indus Kush Valley, which is in India, and then you have the now Kush Valley. So it's related. Those parts of the world have some type of connection. But yeah, I'm jonesing hard on Indian women, man. I mean, they're the most tribal. So you ain't got no game to me. This is how you impress me with game at my age with my experience. A couple things. You get an Arabian chick, Persian, or Indian chick. Or you could turn a fucking gay bitch straight for like, a period of time. Now I've done that. I've done that. I'm working on number 2, but you ain't got no game if you ain't got no exotic chick like that. Cause Indians are fucking the most racist motherfuckers on damn near the planet. I mean, they got caste systems among themselves. And they're tribal as fuck. They'll kill you and the fucking their sister if they go outside of the caste system. Arabians, they like basically they're like white people on steroids. They've been enslaving Africans for over thousands of years. I mean, so they definitely don't like niggas. They got a word for it or whatever. And it's called abit. Yeah, abit. So you're dealing with extreme tribalism when you get one of those women. And if you got one, and then definitely Persia is just as old, if not older, as the Arabians. So you get that, you do any of those things, you got some top level game to in my opinion. I buy you a drink as far as like you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you deserving of some type of kudos and credit. But yeah, like the thing is that that's kind of how I'm thinking, I'm saying, thinking about trying to deal with that, but going to India, you know what I'm saying? Going to India, man, just fuck it, just go to India. But that's I don't really like to disclose my movements of where I want to go because I got some haters. A brother I know just recently got married to a Ethiopian girl. He said, I'm on the Ethiopian women thing right now. Any advice? So when I was on that, I was, I was about to go move or whatever out there to go. I was going to get married. You know what I'm saying? I already had somebody that I was going to go get married. I'm not saying you got to do that, but you got to go to, I would say, the actual dating sites first to talk to the woman or that you're interested in their profile. This is like 2000 and what was that? That was like 2008. So you got 2023 now. You got dating apps and stuff now. You got a lot of these, a lot of companies are international. So I don't know, you might have, Tinder in Ethiopia now. You might have Bumble in Ethiopia or whatever, Somalia, whatever. I would try to do that, like try to meet somebody. Like Bumble has travel mode, so you could go wherever you want to point the direction of in the world where you want to go, I believe. So I would do that, like try to talk to someone online first, wherever you can do that, and then plan travels after you meet the person, you talk to them for a period of time, weeks, months, you do some video chatting, really screen the chick, and then I'll fly out there, and you already got somebody that you can meet. Shit don't work out, you go, go walk around, enjoy yourself, maybe, talk to somebody else, if that doesn't work out, but it's most likely gonna work out because you've already kind of met somebody, and she gonna be happy as fuck to see you, because you done, what I'm saying, you put your money up, you put your time, it's a long flight over there, what I'm saying, so they gonna be fucking screaming. Like, I mean, obviously, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it's an element to where they are dealing with, they don't have enough, they don't have the money like an American has or whatever. So it's some situation where they're happy about the fortunes that you have, but that's natural. I mean, women over here are happy about the fortunes that you have. So don't fall for that. Don't fall for that Jedi mind trick of how they say that they want you for your money. The women over here want you for your money. So yeah, I know quite a few. I got a whole bunch of bros that I know that marry a Ethiopian woman, and they have like 3 or 4 or 5 children, and they're doing well, and they happy. You know what I'm saying? They got sisters and all of that. They done hooked other brothers up with, all of that. But you know what I mean? You got different tribes and stuff, and then you got different religions. At that time, I mean, I was heavily Islamic. If you're not Islamic, you might want to talk to a chick that's Christian or Orthodox Christian, which they actually are. One of the origins of Christianity is over there, of actual Christianity. So yeah, man. Now, I might be, don't be surprised if you see me over there. Shit, what I'm saying, that's all I'll say. But yeah, this phenomenon of this, this Tomboy Revolution, it is definitely causing a lot of incarceration amongst women. They're living independent lives. They're out of the protection and oversight of men. They're dealing with men, and then they're fighting men. They're having they're violent. They're domestic. Domestic violence is going on with women. I'll say this. I'm a basically a survivor of female domestic violence. Okay, I mean, basically, I had to beat a bitch ass because she was trying to fight me. Unfortunately, it's not something I like to talk about, but yeah, she saw her mom getting beat up by men, and that's what she decided she wanted to do when she got older, was try to hit dudes. Okay, and I had to hit back. And unfortunately, people will tell you that you're a wife beater because you've hit back. You didn't let no woman beat your ass. You're supposed to let a woman beat your ass. Unfortunately, I was raised by a father that told me a long time ago, don't let nobody put their hands on you, and that was universal. So it didn't matter. He didn't say, women get a free pass or girls get a free pass. I had a pretty great father, fortunately. So yeah, this is another thing. This is nearly half of incarcerated women are held in jails, and these are some of the reasons why they are in jails. So basically, violent crime, murder, manslaughter, kidnapping, rape, You know, I don't know, how are they raping? Are they using strap-ons? Are they raping? Are they pussy bumping other women? I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean, as far as like, are they setting other men up to rape the other men or women? Or I mean, obviously that's something I'd have to talk to somebody that's a lawyer or a prosecutor. Why is women listed? You know, as far as it's a number of them that have raped. They're in jail for rape. Okay. So whatever the case may be, they're raping other people, and they're getting locked up for it. Robbery, other sexual assaults, and other violent crimes, and property crimes, drug crimes, public orders, probation violations, violent crime as well over here. I'll put this article in the chat. So this is all you need to know. The media is not talking about this. They're not talking about how women are getting torn out the frame with basically that behavior of being independent, being I can do it all by myself. I can work jobs and deal with the toil and hardships of life, being by myself and working in society. Basically, it's not really working out well. It wasn't really designed to work out well, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. All you need to know is that this is not being talked about in the media, and the reason why it's not being talked about is because it doesn't show women in a better light. It shows basically the media a lot of times is bought out. It's very heavily indoctrination as well as propaganda. Okay. This would have, they don't want this to be talked about because basically the global elites, they want this to continue. This is definitely one of the reasons why this is going on is you got to look at what the global elites are the ones that control and own a lot of the media. So if they're not trying to talk about this, they want it to happen. That's all you need to know. They want this to absolutely be continuously going on. For whatever reason, nefarious reason, they want this to continue to go on and not shed any light on this. They don't want any light to shed on this because they want it to go basically on. They want it to happen. They want this to continue to happen. Okay. So it's an evolution of the tomboy. Basically, man, kudos to you, man. So this is the taint or the tincture of the medicine, the peel of what's absolutely going on. Okay. This is the hard, peel to swallow here. And this is absolutely what's going on. Okay. If men have a hard time being men, women are not designed to be men, what the fuck else do you think is going on? That's simple logic. That's a explanation of logic that I just pointed out. That's basically that's what it's called a premise. You know, that's what I learned. That's what I learned in going to school for sociology. And absolutely, men have a hard life in America, trying to pull up the social ladder, trying to deal with life. So if men are having a hardship, what makes you think an independent modern woman is going to have it easier? So I ain't got no old shit. This is basically last month, October 7th. You know, this article, let's say, actually, wait, hold on. This might be older. Wait, hold on. Let me go back to this shit here. Let me make sure. Let me go back here. I might have read this wrong. Oh, my bad. This is from 2013. Absolutely no, 2013, not 2023. I read that wrong. So let me check this here. Let me check this here, because this is not what they want you to know. That's hard. That's and then they say shit and then they hide their hand. They throw a rock and then they hide their hand, and then they try to basically say something else, or just they try to kill the article, because you got to understand they don't want this to be known, because it goes against the status quo. The global elites want you, and I'm not saying all of them, the ones that push narratives and all of that shit, like they want this to go on. They want women to work in the workforce and challenge men, and they want men to fucking go to the wastelands and just go die. Okay, that's what they absolutely want. So this is June 2023. Let's see here. This is June 2023. So let's see here. I saw this is 2017 here. I think I played this already. That's old. Let me see here. When you gotta find stuff, and basically it's saying one article saying something else and it's older, all you need to know is they trying to change the narrative. They trying to basically have some type of media blackout, what I'm saying, regarding that, So let me see here. Why? Men are still more likely to die than women, but the working woman is definitely dying at an earlier age than what was normal. So anyway, we'll look at the article that they gave us that's kind of outdated. We'll look at that, and then we'll see what that says. We'll check that out from the Atlantic. Check that out, and then we'll I'll drop the link if you guys want to talk. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. I know it's got late. I tried to basically get this done. So it's saying U.S. women are dying younger than their mothers, and no one knows why. So I mean, basically that's kind of different. That kind of goes down a rabbit hole because it doesn't necessarily say women are dying earlier. It's like they're dying younger than their mothers. So that is kind of different. That's a difference in nuance that says while advancements in medicine and technology have a prolonged life expectancy and decreased premature deaths, overall women in parts of the country have been left behind. Okay. The Affordable Care Act took a major step toward implementation last Tuesday. Look at the cross. Okay, that's talking about some old stuff that's outdated as far as they've already passed that. So this is something they have behind a paywall or whatever. But I'll put this article. I'll put this article in the chat here. Put that behind the articles that I've already posted. So anyway, let me see here. That's what else I wanted to show. As far as I think that's all of the videos there. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. Let me see if I got some reels that I want to show. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is something that I wanted to play here. And it kind of goes to show how, women are teaching their daughters to kind of be like them in negative ways.
I came to the conclusion why a lot of these little young girls on TikTok who be throwing shade at me about my age and try to age shame me. I figured it out. I was on the phone with my homeboy and I got to the bottom of it. The reason why they think I'm so old is because I'm the same age or around the same age as their mamas. Hear me out. A lot of these young girls who be coming to me, these are products of Myrtle Beach's Bike Week. These are products of Miami spring break. They mama was somewhere busting it wide open to some Pretty Ricky, and that's how they got here, right? They mamas are in competition with them currently. Mama out here getting a BBL, all of this surgery so that she can keep up with her. That's why they think older women hate them. That's the reason why they think older women are jealous of them, because they live in a household with a mama who hates them, who is jealous of them, who in competition with them, who date men around the same age as them, right? Who clubbing with them or going to the club just as much as them. Once I put it into that perspective and I realized you're dealing with a group of girls who mama's just as immature and pathetic as they are, there's no true guidance. It's the blind leading the blind. How your mama supposed to guide you when she look up to Cardi B too? Right? Both of y'all somewhere city girls. How in the world you supposed to have any guidance, any common sense, any type? So hear me out. I came to the conclusion.
All right, so I found something that kind of shows what I was talking about, but it's a little bit different. It kind of goes into mortality as far as Black mothers, and this is from Harvard Health. So this is something that we can look at here. And this is like something interesting that sheds light in the high maternal mortality rates in African American women. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to put this article in the chat here as well. So this is from Harvard Health. So she's holding her granddaughter. This is a grandma holding her granddaughter. Her mother died of complications of hypertension a few weeks after giving birth. 2017. Okay, so you know, a lot of this is also diet. You know, I've talked about diet, you know, various times on my page. You know, diet is definitely something that is you know, in the works, as far as a lot of Black people eat like a slave diet. Okay, this is director of division of productive health. Looks like she's in the Navy. It's an admiral. Look like an admiral. So there, this is the mortality rate here. So this is non-Hispanic Black women. Maternal deaths per 100,000, 40 versus non-Hispanic white women, 12.4. So here's the thing, right? And it kind of goes back into competition, right? So the question is, okay, is this being a single mom work out better? Does being single with children work out better than if you had a husband or someone, you know, basically the children's father that you were with, to be there with you and your children, to be there when you are pregnant? Does that work out? Does that work out better being by yourself? You know what I'm saying? Does that work out? Because the reason why I ask this is because basically a lot of white women are still with their particular, you know, their man or a man. I mean, it just, you know, however you want to say that. I mean, however, you know, toxic it is or whatever the fuck. They still, you know, still primarily what I see. Okay, what I see normally where I'm from, and even in the Midwest, wherever I go, and I was at the fucking Vikings game, and I saw, you know what I'm saying, they got their dude, they got some guy, you know, that they're with, and the thing is that here's my basic of understanding and trying to kind of let you know, like, okay, what you're doing, how is that working out for you? Okay, versus, okay, so others. A lot of times you look at others, you like, okay, a lot of times what Black women are doing is they're trying to just get with the white dude. They like, okay, yeah, we understand we need a dude, and we just gonna get with the white dude themselves, you know, and that's gonna help out. In a lot of cases, that does help out for them. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, you could talk about Eve, right? Eve actually is a case study scenario where you could say Eve was a subprime woman that she got with a white dude, and the white dude somehow or another helped her to be a prime woman. Okay, You see how I'm not hating and all of that kind of goofy shit? I just, you know what I'm saying? I just pointed that shit out, you know. Now, I'm not going to say every woman is Eve, and definitely not Eve's husband, whoever he is. Now, yeah, that's more of what they're doing rather than kind of changing their behavior and actually kind of like taking that behavior that they have towards black men, and they're taking that to white dudes. And the white dudes they're not trying to deal with that, because they're not really used to deal, like, you know, they're not trying to deal with that, you know, because they, with their women, a lot of times they're not putting up with that shit. So a lot of what happens is, you know, black women, they want to date other men that are quote unquote non-black, and then, you know, they not putting up with that. And then it's like, you know, what do you do when you don't have anywhere else to go to? You go back to the black guys to put up with your shit. So yeah, I mean, there's something going around. There's something going around on I saw this, I think I saw something on Twitter where it's a bunch of women explaining what they've been dealing with trying to be on the other side, you know, and deal with white men. Okay. And I'm gonna load that up and I'm gonna play that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna pretty much get on up out of here after that. You know what I'm saying? So man, Twitter is like the last hope for like censorship. I mean, you could I have to give it, man, to I mean, I know it's like it goes left, it goes, you know, wherever, right, whatever, to the extremes, to both extremes. But you gotta respect being able to, like, here's the thing that I like about Twitter. You know, and I know, you know, you can tell somebody to suck your dick, right? And then you can actually show them what they're gonna have to suck. You can't do that on Facebook or Instagram. If you do that, you're gonna get kicked out. You know, eventually, yeah, you get kicked off. But Twitter, you can do that. You can tell somebody to suck your dick, and then basically you show them what your dick look like so they can size it up. So I mean, I you know, I really enjoy that, man. The fact that you got, you know, you really have hardly any censorship. Now, of course, if it's anything that's outside of what you need, I mean, that's legal, you know what I'm saying? An adult can show his thing, but anything, you know, Pizzagate type, you know, shit or whatever, of course, no, that's never gonna be acceptable, you know, and all of that. But yeah, man, I really like Twitter, man. Twitter is like, it's like, man, if you ain't got a Twitter, man, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. You're missing out on reality. You get to hear how people, what they really feel and think that they trying to hide. You know, Facebook is, they call Facebook fake book. It's fake book. People being fake as hell, you know, because you can't even tell nobody go fuck themselves. In America, you should be able to go tell somebody to go fuck themselves without, any reprisal or repercussions other than, of course, if that person meets you on the street, and you got to have that same energy. But you still got to be able to say, fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. That's an American tradition to go tell somebody to go fuck themselves. And, Mark, he wants Facebook and Instagram to be Disney. I mean, he's making his money. He's, they got stuff underground, groups and shit. But I just don't like that whole censorship drive, But I guess, he's like, he wants everybody to basically he wants Facebook to be this family environment, the type of deal. That's what he wants Facebook to be. And I'm like, man, people be fake as hell, man, on Facebook, man. It's like, that shit be fucking irritating me when I see how fake people are. You got people, man, that used to be, I know people that's been hardcore hoodlums, and they on Facebook acting like they're a family man. like they're a perfect husband. They also deadbeats, certified deadbeats. You know what I'm saying? And they on Facebook faking it like they goddamn the best father ever. You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious.
We sometimes have.
Okay, let me see here. Cause let me see here. So let me see here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I can just play this shit right here real quick. So yeah, so these are the divestors. I hardly ever talk about no fucking divestors, but we gotta cover. I mean, we gotta give you all aspects of the Tomboy Revolution. So we've already figured out, that basically the Tomboy Revolution was started by, basically the Europeans warring with each other, and basically they left the house, unmanned, and the woman had to go out to work and make stuff in the factory, and that led, basically kind of propelled the Tomboy Revolution. That's what we learned. So it wasn't women that burned the dresses. It was the men that burned the dresses and gave the women pants.
Message.
So we gonna play this here. These are some women that what I find out is, with the way women protest is they go be gay, and then outside of that they go get with white dudes to protest, to make themselves hard to get. that's what they do to play hard to get. That's what I noticed that shit. Let's go.
We sometimes have that resting bitch face. Get rid of it, because that's going to immediately intimidate a white guy to be like, oh yeah, no, never mind. She's probably not even interested or don't even want to be bothered. Crack a smile. Crack a smile, a little wink, or, a little flirtatious type of motion or gesture. That is going to get his attention, baby. Do not be afraid to speak first. Say hello. Hello does not hurt anybody. Actually, believe it or not, sometimes a hello can go a long way. You make somebody's day sometimes by just saying hello.
You have a white boyfriend, do not use the N-bomb in front of him. If you're in his company, don't use the word. And she was like, Keena,
I use the word, so he think he can use the word. And I'm like, he think he can use the word.
Deliver it. And also question your partner if he has opposing views on something as a Black woman that you are very passionate about. You want to hear more about that? Get my book, A White Man's Whore. One of the keys of keeping a healthy relationship with a man or keeping a man is to keep the peace. Be his peace. Have this kind of atmosphere where if you're around him, he knows it's peaceful.
Black women, if you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline, and what we make Black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what
I'm gonna play this again. Notice what she said. So see, they playing dumb. They putting you through shit that they know. That's why I told you, you letting these bras because you thirsty. They getting away with fucking murder. And you're letting them because you let them do whatever the fuck they want to. You mesmerized or you so fucking thirsty, let these bras do whatever they want to, and they know they getting away with it. They know they manipulative and they got you.
5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline, and what we make Black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make Black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make Black men put up with, they are not going to go for that.
You have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. There you go. Straight out of the horse's mouth. They putting black men. They putting up with a lot of shit. They're trying to deal with these women, man. And when you get older, you're gonna realize, you're gonna look at a couple arguing and shit. You're gonna be like, man, I used to be that simp ass nigga. Damn, I'm glad I ain't. I'm so glad I ain't that motherfucker no more.
Ain't no motherfucking bitch running shit when you fucking with a real alpha nigga. Ain't no bitch running shit. It's just a disaster waiting to happen when the bitch try to run the alpha. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Throughout history, what an alpha get ran by the bitch? It don't happen. It's just the family gets separated and the little kids think they supposed to talk shit about the alpha. Meanwhile, the alpha's still doing the same shit he was doing that's productive, and the mama ain't doing shit but running a motherfucking mouth with a dick in it there once in a while. Be nothing but who the fuck we are when it really boils.
Because us women's is tired of y'all men's always trying to blame everything on us. That's why we make these articles about y'all broke dusty asses. That's why it's y'all fault that we get pregnant, bitch. It ain't our fault. And all these pick-me mammy bitches like Danica Marie always trying to cape for y'all trash bag dusties. Us women's, we tired of y'all. And to you, Mr. MG, us black women's, don't even want to marry y'all anyway. We don't want to be bothered with y'all anyway. We signed out of marriage, nigga.
Dirty D.
That's Dirty D, the dirtiest dude around. He handles all of corporate America's dirty work.
Yo, Bad Bitty, how you be?
I'm bad, Dirty D. You're still dirty, I can see.
Let's deal, baby.